Hey, what's going on, folks? Chris Lotus here. Hope y'all have been doing okay. Back from kind of a long break. Been not much of a resting break, but more because my technology was in kind of a funk. Funny, I used two of my close friends' lingo there. Technology from my friend Lobo butchering it up, trying to make fun of older people. And my friend Dolly, who always talks about when things are bad, it's in a funk. I know. Shout out to those two if y'all ever watch this. But hope y'all have been having fun with Omen of Sorrow this week. I decided Smile actually pitched me the idea. Gonna come at y'all with some tutorials roughly every week that we possibly can on characters that we play. Might be digging in some others we don't play. So, Adam. Wow. Adam's a character that pretty much caught my attention instantly. If you've watched other videos, or if you live down here in the Macon area, amongst people I play fighting games with, I'm known as the resident grappler, so yeah. But it wasn't just so much the fact that he's one of the grapplers in the game that got my attention, but it's just, he's kind of an interesting one. Kind of an interesting one indeed, so just gonna go through normals and all of his moves and just give you all the info that I can about them. If by chance if I miss anything out, please drop a comment. I'll be more than willing to see any info I might have missed, seeing that we're still kind of digging into this game. It's an indie game that may not be getting as much traction, of course, with bigger things like Dragon Ball FighterZ still going pretty strong, Street Fighter V, honestly, and of course the newly released Soul Calibur. But I love this game, Smile loves this game, so we're going to put a lot of the time into it, and pretty sure it's going to have his little cult following, so just want to contribute some content. So, Adam. As a resident grappler has some tricks up his sleeve then. As you can see, his walk speed is, typical for a grappler. It's pretty slow, but when it comes to his run, it's kind of interesting actually. Now, I'm pretty sure you caught that, he goes into this dash, which actually covers a nice bit of distance. It's pretty quick, but his run actually, it's kind of a trot. And already I'm doing attack, so start off with his running normals, of course. And as what you just saw there, that was his running jab, his running light punch. Running jab. I don't want to say dab, but I just said it anyways. But yeah, as you see, it hits multiple times. You can actually both cancel it into certain moves. I think anyone in the specials. Now, it's interesting since it hits 3 times, but it may only hit it's kind of like a depending on where you actually hit jab, it'll either do more or less hits. Just then, I activated it kind of early, so I think it hits off KO on the 3rd hit. That time it got nothing. Let's see. There you go, you see? Now, if I do it up close, 3 hits. Now, either one of those situations, I think as long as it's on the 3rd hit, as long as you make contact or hit, you should be good. Let's see, let me try to see if I can. I didn't combo that time. Let me try. Okay, it was 2 hits and it got into the command throw, so now I'm already skipping over myself. But yeah, his running jab seems like a pretty good way to get in. It kind of seems ideal. You want to get all 3 hits. Let me go ahead and cut this up to Fate Fortune. Let me just have it at Max Fortune. Love the detail that's in this game. Max Fate, Max Fortune. Those of you who don't know already, you probably already do, but if you set it to Max Fate, of course, it'll put you in near doom situation. Let me try it again. That's a bolt cancel. That's probably why it wasn't coming out. Let me see if I can get it on the 3rd hit. On the very last hit. I'm too close. Let me restart it. If there's a button for this on the controller, please let me know, because I feel like I'm missing something. There you go. Wasn't the command grab, but you can still cancel it off of 1 hit. Actually, pretty good way to get in. As a grappler, he kind of wants to be in as much as possible. As you saw, his running heavy punch is a lariato. For those of you who watch Puroresu or Japanese pro wrestling. It's a knockdown. Can't do much with it from what I understand, but this character wants knockdowns, so that way he can just stay in and, you know, move in. Just wants to be in for a command throw as much as possible. What else do we have? Running light kick. Interesting one, because I think, let me see something about it. Actually kind of slides him forward a little bit, which is kind of interesting, although I feel like he's wide open when he does that. But of course you can bowl cancel it into a set of his special moves. Hits low. Not much I can really say about that one for what I've seen except canceling. And his running heavy kick, I think, is a drop kick. Yeah, it's a drop kick. Get a knockdown, and you can also, as you saw, I just teched a little earlier there and ran forward. Get a knockdown, kind of surprise your opponent, and you're right back in their face again. Of course, for command throws, all types of shenanigans. I think that's it for all of his running normals. Now, just regular normals. His jab, I actually personally don't like his jab. I don't know why I'm jumping ahead of myself. A standing jab, if you will. I kind of don't like it. It just hits very close to him. Doesn't have much range. Then again, I mean, it depends. Most grapplers from games I play usually have a lot of range on their jabs, so this is kind of a silly one. They can be chained twice. 3 times, actually. I think most jabs in this game can be canceled that many times. That's pretty much for his stand jab. We'll get to that. It's a cancelable move, of course. You can cancel it into specials. Bold cancel, that is, as you see there in the corner. And remember, if you haven't already, bold cancels will, even though I set it on max fortune, it'll, I think it's 2/3 of your blue bar, as we used to call it back when the beta came out. Fortune, yeah, it'll take up, bold cancels take up that much. Want to be careful using those because, of course, it drains the meter, and when the meter gets down, you'll be nearing, that's max fate, one more jab, just the jab itself, and you may be doomed. So, go into his stand heavy punch is actually pretty interesting. For one thing, it actually moves him forward. Most normals like that are actually pretty good. Like if you're playing in neutral, you know, people of course tend to watch grapplers every move. They don't want to get hit by any heavy damage moves, so you're in neutral by chance, seeing that he doesn't have that many good movement options outside of his running normals maybe. You could probably surprise someone like around this distance. And I think around that point you'll be in command throw distance. A little short actually. Yeah, a little short. So maybe about like almost kind of like a car. Almost like a car throw, I guess. Let's see. And you have to pretty much condition your opponent to be scared at that point, really. But the interesting thing about that particular normal is it's one of the moves in the game that can be charged if you just hold on the button. And when it's charged, it turns into a throw. More so a touch grab than a command grab, meaning it can be blocked. Let's see, let me double check this to make sure. Guard all. Oh, let me try it again. Oh, wow! I stand corrected. It actually turns into a command grab when you charge it. So, hey, always good to double check your sources. No fake news in here. I'm sorry I just said that. Anyways, but yeah, it turns to a command throw when you charge it by holding down the button. Another interesting thing about that particular normal is when it's charged, and we're already kind of cheating by jumping into the special moves, but Adam has an OTG grab basically. At first, when I first saw it, I'll just go ahead and just discuss it. It looks like that. Initially, I thought that particular grab was more like Cheetah if you played Injustice, because Cheetah had a command throw for standing opponents and one that only worked against crouching opponents. That's what I thought this was, but it just turns out this is an OTG. So basically, once you command grab, and you can pretty much dash up and then do the OTG grab. So that and dash. You have plenty of tech time, so don't rush it, or you'll be botching like this. See? There you go. You have plenty of tech time. Another thing you can see about Adam, one thing I don't like about him, honestly, but I mean, it's kind of a trope, a thing with grapplers. His jump is... Grapplers tend to have very bad jumps. More so, like... With T-Hawk in Street Fighter 4, who I mained when I played that game, he had a high jump, but much like Adam's, it's floaty. In other words, like anybody who's really good at reactions can just knock him out the sky every time. So that's just one thing I just wanted to point out. But yeah, so when charged up, it becomes a command throw. So that's pretty unique, actually. But of course, it's a little bit of charge time, and you don't want to whiff it, of course. Despite this little piece of tech that I talked about earlier. I mean, you'll have to scare someone into that. So anybody with good reactions, don't attempt this. If they're playing conservative against you, you can do that. That was his heavy punch. Now, standing I'm sorry. Standing light kick. Kind of slow, but it's kind of interesting. It reaches pretty far, further than his jab. No guard all, no guard, stand please, thank you. It reaches pretty far, it's special cancelable as well. Also, his regular standing heavy punch is also special cancelable, as you can see. Bowl cancelable, you get the picture. Special bowl cancelable. Anyways, okay, standing light kick. Like, it reaches further than most of his other normals. Like, this is like probably one of his better pokes. As you can see, it goes pretty far. We're just spoiling everything, ain't we? But, you know. Like I said, you can cancel it into... You're better off probably from what you're looking at canceling into his command throw. But at least from a distance, just know. You just pretty much harass somebody with that. Harass someone with that. It's special cancelable, but I can't really find anything that, like... Okay, that combos. We just got into a super... Isn't it funny? So... That's a standing light kick. And he has a standing heavy kick, which I think is a drop kick to the leg. That's a heavy one, at least. As you've seen the difference, let me make sure this one doesn't have anything funky about it. Let me guard all. Okay, so it's not an unblockable. Figured maybe they were like focus attacks in Street Fighter 4. If you charge it, it's unblockable. But yeah, guard off of there. But as you can see, when you charge it, of course, you get a knockdown. You should. Yep, that you can cancel that into his OTG throw as well, off the ground. That stands for, in case you don't know.
Doomed.
That only happened because it was doomed. I think before they become doomed or upon them becoming doomed, they're in an untouchable state, but it's still kind of crappy because can't use bar, can't use throws, can't use, like, it's a pretty unforgiving state, honestly. So, let me see. You can't really bolt cancel this into anything. Like, if anything, you'll be using this. Let me see if it does anything on counter hit, though. Might be one of your counter hit buttons. Enable it. Nah.
Counter.
Hold on. So if you get this on counter hit, you can go in for a command throw. Have to be quick about it though. There you go. Let me restart it. Go towards the center just to make sure. I'm so used to life fighting games that have it's just like the snap of a finger, it sends you right back where you came from. Everything's still the same, right? Far as guard, right? The counter hit still on? It is. Okay. So
Counter. 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 Counter.
So this, if you landed on counter hit, you can get some big damage and some pretty good confirms.
Counter. Counter.
I just don't think you can do your super. Let me try it one more time.
Counter. Counter.
I don't think you can do that. But you can do command grab and you can do his reversal.
Counter.
I'm gonna call it Angry Sparks.
Counter.
I know it has a very distinguished name, and I really love the detail they paid attention to with this game. Like everything from when you win a match, it says you remain rather than just, oh, such and such wins. Like Adam remains. Like I like the detail, but unfortunately, I never could just squish the names of the actual moves in my brain. So sorry if something comes unclear. But yeah, like let me see.
Counter. Counter.
Let me see something.
Counter.
And typical, of course, it's just like with any move, you can get some cancels off of counter hits if you can, but specifically with this heavy kick, far as like canceling into other special moves, you are going to have to get a counter hit on there. Let me see somebody's level 3. Well, let's try it anyways.
Counter.
We shall see. Yep, that works. We will get back to that. So, let me take counter hit off. So, now let's talk about his specials. We've seen a couple of them already because I've dished them out randomly. So, let's first talk about this one called the Angry Sparks. This is his ideal reversal from what I've seen, from what I've just seen in several matches. Like, only if you're sure, much like with the command grab, if you know someone is just going to like come in your face like after a knockdown on you, like you want to pretty much keep this, use this to keep them away. I'd say use this if you're unsure because it'll stop like jumps, I think, all around him. Like I think if you try to cross him up or like if you jump over his, like I usually say over his head or his shoulder when it comes to like jumping over someone, but if you jump over them, I think that it'll also catch them. Let me set the dummy to jump forward. Let me get a little closer. Yeah, you see that? Ah, destroyed my input. Let me just set it to where. Dang it. There you go, you see? In essence, that's like the distance, that's like the position usually where cross-ups happen. As you see, it'll catch anybody trying to cross you up, so it's actually a pretty good reversal. Like, throw this out if you're unsure of what they're going to do. If you figure the person's just going to rush you down, I say go for command throw instead. But then again, I think maybe Sparks is your best option, because from what I've seen, and I might be wrong, but from what I've seen in matches, his command throw isn't exactly invincible on wake up. His level 3 one is, well, I don't know if it's a level 3, but his ultimate, I'll say his ultimate, level 2's in this game because it's only 2 bars, but that one seems to be invincible on wake up. His regular command throw doesn't seem to be, but I didn't stop her from jumping forward. Jumping hop. Oh, forgot about that. Let's see if this anti-hop. Ooh. Let me see. See, there you go. There you go, right there. So it's really like good. Like that's probably your best reversal. Like it's anti-cross up. Seems to have some invincibility on wake up, but yeah, his command grab though. His command grab has, I say, about, let's see. See where we're standing right there? So about to here. Like, you don't have to be like all up on someone, but it's like maybe this range. A little bit more. By the way, Sparks is quarter circle back punches. Make sure I get that clear. It's quarter circle back punches. His command throw that we're looking at right now is quarter circle forward throw. And as you've seen, it can be comboed into. Both canceled into all that. Oh, I didn't go over jumping normals. Look at me. Silly me. Not really much to cover, with the exception of one. And command normals, I forgot. Maybe I just want to get into special so much. But, let's see. Jumping normals, there's not really much, honestly, in his arsenal. His jumping jab, light punch that is pretty much, it's a good air-to-air. Albeit, I don't know if you can air-to-air much with him because he jumps kind of slow. Yeah, he had the dummy jump. I guess if you get a read on somebody trying to jump, you could do that. That is a pretty scary ideal, because then you could probably go in for a throw. Command grab, that is. His jumping heavy punch. His jumping heavy punch is actually a little interesting. Now, let me try it. No, not AI. I don't want the AI. Even though the AI might jump around just as much as the dummy jumping is, from what I've seen. Let me make him jump right quick. Let me make a jump. Because from what I understand, this only hits people on the ground, and I was right. Stan, thank you. He has a lot of startup. I would say it reminds me of Thor's elbow from MVC3, but the difference here is pretty much once Thor did the elbow in the air, it was active. I think this only becomes active, and like I said, I think it only hits grounded opponents because I couldn't air to air at all. Let me try it one more time. Yeah, see? So it only really hits grounded opponents. It's kind of slow, so I wouldn't even think it's ideal to land this unless you really scared someone. Let me see. Let me have her crouch. It is an overhead though. I think you can also go into heavy punch and then bolt cancel into something. Last time I checked. She's still guarding, isn't she? Stand guard. No guard, please. Thank you. But that's not really ideal. You have to really scare someone into crouching to land that, in my opinion. It's really slow, as you can see. So as far as his air punches, we're going now into his air kicks. That seems like his best jump in, albeit I don't think it chains into anything. But I mean, far as hitting somebody below him, it's the ideal. Yes. Nah, not really. Jump roundhouses, jumping heavy kick. Another good air-to-air. Actually a better one, to be honest. Jump, please. It'll hit people on the ground as well, but I just like it as that because then it locks them up and you get a little mix-up opportunity. And I mean, once he gets up close, even somewhere maybe this distance at the very least, that's when Adam gets really scary. That's when he can pretty much do the most. Let's just check in my phone there. I thought I got a message. Sorry about the pause. But yeah, his jumping heavy kick is actually pretty good air to air. Like I said, hits people on the ground too. Yeah, the dummy stand. But Okay, and then you can, unlike his jumping light kick, you can actually like chain or combo like into some of his ground normals. Speaking of ground normals, crouching. His crouching jab is funny. Let me see something. That animation. I never looked into his crouching normals because they didn't really seem all that special to me, but let's discover it together, shall we? Guard all, please. Let me have her stand, though. So that does hit low. It looked kind of like it could have been an overhead animation. He's like banging his fist, but then again, I mean, he's hitting the ground, so yeah, maybe that wasn't all like the case. Yeah, there we go. His crouching heavy. Actually, not a bad anti-air now that I think about it. It's not really all that bad. Let's have a jump. Hits pretty high, and then if you land that, you can actually juggle into. Dang it. There we go. You can juggle into that command throw. Yeah, she's doomed. Let me cut out the jumping. So yeah, and as you can see, it forces a knockdown. Like I said, you can do juggles. I don't think this is like most of those other games, like where you can pretty much combo in, like you can grab like a juggled in the air opponent with a command grab. I don't think you can do it here. I might be wrong. Stand. Don't guard anything, please. Thank you. Okay, ground, like his crouching kicks. What was I talking about? None of his crouching normals are actually any good. His crouching light is actually really good. You see how much range like that has? You see how much range it has? Now, granted, it might not combo into much because it pushes. Let me start back in the restart. Get the positioning again. Thank you. Like I say, it might not, like, it's special cancelable, albeit it might not reach anything with the exception of maybe the corner. But, and plus, you know, as I'm doing with the little spark balls, which we'll get to those in a minute, some nice little pressure that you can possibly keep if you hit confirm. Actually, you can combo this, but I think it's only his EX grab. Yeah. Let me see, what was... Yeah, I think it was a little counter here. But yeah. So it gets like a lot of it gets a lot of range. It's hella good. So that's actually really good. And his crouching roundhouse, his sweep. Someone's gonna get me for that. That's the first time I've ever heard crouching roundhouse before. Crouching heavy kick, his sweep, is actually pretty unique because it's another move that from it you can combo into his OTG grab. Both cancel, only mid-screen, I think. Let me delay it a little bit and see if it doesn't bolt cancel. I think you have to bolt cancel. That's still pretty good, though. That's it for his crouching normals. Okay, now his command normals. One of them is his overhead. This is actually pretty good. You can it's bolt cancelable as well, special cancelable. You see it kind of moves Adam forward. You get like a little punish. That's actually pretty good. What else does he have? Oh yeah, the big boot. This is back heavy kick. I actually don't. It's kind of a meh. Like, it has good range and it sort of. Well, I'm thinking doesn't really move him forward, but he gets like a little bit of extra range than usual. It's just slow. Doesn't really have armor for what I'm seeing because I kept getting counter hit every time when I was in the lab messing around. That's like a really good trap I can see with that. It's like, oh, pelt somebody with the big boot. Because then it's like, if you're just pressuring, like you're throwing out spark balls, bouncing around the ground, sooner or later, I feel like the opponent's going to be conditioned to jump, and that's where you can use his other command grab, which we're getting to. But, yeah, big boot, like I said, it's nothing too special. Like, it gives a little... I don't know why I keep doing charge heavy kick, but yeah. And this command normal, his air heavy kick, well actually it's down heavy kick in the air. This is what I meant when I said I was going to get back to one of the command normals concerning his jump. Like I said, his jump is actually pretty floaty, and anybody can like knock him out of the sky if they have good enough reactions. But this move actually kind of circumvents that. Recovery on it's actually not too bad for most like moves that I've seen like this, you know, sit down moves. Especially like, you know, if you're full screen, you want to like throw off your opponent so you just get to the ground faster. When you're up close, this gets a knockdown. You can also combo into that throw as well. Also, this is, I think, his only cross-up. This is the only thing I've seen of his that actually crosses up. I'm saying it's nice, you get a knockdown. He can be punished if it is blocked, so take a risk of that. I liken it to Mika's body slam in Street Fighter V. If y'all play that, like the move where she jumps in the air and like for a minute she kind of just rotates forward and falls like on her belly. About as risky as using that. Believe me, I took so many risks using that move that it was kind of silly. That is all it is for normals with him, I think. So, special moves I've talked about. I've talked about this, of course, this quarter circle back. I've been calling it Sparks, Fury Sparks, take your pick. And we mentioned command grab. I say it's a combo ender. That is the meter burn version, I like to say. Let me just look at the command list right quick to confirm that. Yep, okay, just making sure. Because he has another quarter circle forward move, and it's these projectiles here. Now, Smile actually pointed this out to me a little bit earlier, but these, despite the fact they bounce off, like they bounce on the ground, if they pretty much have like a detector on them. Basically, if someone jumps over them, and you'll see in a minute, they will explode. What am I doing? Still getting used to this. Jump, please. Let me see if I can just show it to y'all. Music. Come on, Zofkiel. There you go. Saw that? Just to make sure that I'm going to use the heavy version, because those last couple were light electro balls. See? Now, let me show y'all, like, let me prove to y'all, like, because at first I was a little doubtful, but then I noticed it, and I tested it out by going back. So, let's see, what am I looking at? Let me stand. I'm sorry if I'm doing very careless stuff. I'm still getting used to this training mode. That was the heavy version of the projectile, his quarter circle forward punch. These are quarter circle forward punch projectiles. That was the heavy version. This is the light version. Like, I use both of those for just to show you, like, they'll blow up if they, like, sense an opponent jumping over them. Now, the one thing we didn't test out, let me check it with the forward jump. Ooh. Get off of me. Ah, I need to go over that right there. I need to go over that right there. His escape is actually slower than most other escapes I've seen. The only other characters I've played in this game since it's come out so far are Gabriel and Radaganda. And I really wanted to play Talessa, and I unlocked her, so can't wait for that. But yeah, based on like Gabriel's, at least his escape is actually pretty slow. Adam's, that is. Let me do it again. As you saw, that little setup, that startup time. It's pretty slow, but I mean, if you can fit it in somewhere, hey, props to you. That's some really pro stuff. Well, yeah, you saw like how pretty much the mines will blow up if they sense anybody above them. Basically, there are no meter burn, aka EX versions of those projectiles, because quarter circle forward EX is this. That is actually, as you see, like, let me just show you the range on it. Yank! Reaches about, like, I don't think it'll reach this far. Just about. So pretty much about sweep distance, even still. See how that lightning spark is just like right like at her head, but it's still not actually confirming. So it's about this far. Let's have her guard everything right quick. So that is an unblockable command grab from a distance. It costs meter, so don't even think about it. Like, these still cost some meter, still cost some bar. Stand please, dummy. Thank you. Other moves. We went over, of course, his OTG command grab. I still have her blocking, don't I? Doggone it. No guard. Almost anything with like a very hard knockdown with tech time, you can probably cancel it. You've seen it earlier. Fully charged heavy kick. Sweep. That's his running. I don't think you can with it. I don't think you can. If you're in the corner, she's doomed though. There you go. Also, I don't think you can do it with his lariat either. His running heavy punch, I don't think so, because he's recovering as the hit. Oh yeah, his anti-air command grab, that is. This is quarter circle back throw. The command grab you've been seeing me do, like the little power bomb, those have all pretty much been with the throw button. But this right here is quarter circle back throw. Clearly this guy really likes power bombs. Frankenstein must have been a wrestling fan. Yeah, only hits people in the air. So only about maybe sweep distance. Another good thing about this, with both cancels in this game, that is, You can also, if you have enough bar, or if you're in the midst of like bless mode, you can cancel into that from his sparks. Come on. There you go. That's actually pretty good. And of course, as you saw earlier, now, note, remember with this crouching heavy punch, remember how it had that knockdown state only versus airborne characters. But you can, if I'm not mistaken, let's look at it one more time. Hop, don't guard. You can't guard in the air anyways. Ah, snap. Just jump. There you go. So, pretty much a combo ender for any air teching that you get. If you see somebody with a jump coming, you can do that. Scare them. All the situations that I've shown you, like with the air to air, is pretty much anytime you restand an opponent. And of course, when people have grapplers get close to them, they get scared. So, if you feel like you have conditioned your opponent to start jumping, by all means, put that out there and scare them some more. No guard. Stand, please. We already talked about this. Trying to think, are there any other meter burn base? There is this. This can be meter burn. And it ends with a power bomb as well. Like I said, this guy really likes power bombs. It's crazy. I think that's it for the special moves. I don't think I missed anything else. Yep. That's pretty much everything, alright? Just supers. Electro Lariato. This move is actually a bit deceptive. I actually like it. Pretty fast. He travels a great distance. However, the two deceptive things about it is, number one, as you see, like, he dashes. I think, like, pretty much he only makes contact with anybody from, I think, about this much distance. Anything else will whiff. Oh, never mind. Cancel that. I was messing with the AI and was trying to see if there was anything. I mean, you can only get so much from hitting a dummy that's not hitting you back. But I will say this. One thing that's deceptive about it, albeit it makes sense, it will not hit anybody crouching. Like, if you just crouch under this, it will not hit. Like, I don't even have her set to guard. It will not hit anyone that is crouching. Like, it will not even make contact. Now, I haven't seen everybody super in this game, but you might be thinking he's pretty safe. Smile even likened it to K-Dash's level 1 super, one of them in KOF 14, where it pretty much just fires up his little gauntlet and like throws like pretty much charges at you like with a punch, and he's all the way on the other side of the screen to the point where it's like he couldn't be punished. I even think they nerfed that in that game, now that I think about it. But also, this does have armor on startup. This might take a bit of time because the AI, and unfortunately, here's a recommendation, although maybe they might have brought it up because I know they're patching up some stuff. Patch came out today, actually. What am I talking about? A1 Games, put a recording mode in here. I don't like messing with the AI so much. Let me see. Let me wait. My mom's off kill. That didn't really make contact. Saw that? See, I lost some health as well. Well, I paused it, you can see. See, I lost some health? It has some armor on it. See, that time, I don't know what the heck happened. Apparently it breaks counters too, cause I'm pretty sure she activated that like,
Counter.
so it can blow through attacks. It's actually really. Let me see. Let me see something, cause I wonder why it's just dashing through. Stand. But it's actually a pretty good move. Like I said, it has armor on it. There are several ways to combo into it. The main way might be through. Dang it, can't get it out. Apparently not. Apparently not. Of course of that, so I think you can only like counter, like you can combo into it from counter hits. I think there was something from counter hit that I actually hit it from. I think it was maybe my freaking, maybe it was his crouching heavy kick.
Counter.
No,
Counter.
no, not that.
Counter.
Dang it.
Counter. Counter.
There we go. Yeah, it was standing heavy kick. So
Doomed.
standing heavy kick on counter hit, you can count combo into it. But also, like I said, if someone's throwing out buttons, you can just armor right through. Just, it won't hit anybody that's crouching. And I think you can jump over him. I think you can. You should be able to jump over him. No, don't max start it. Oh, it doesn't mention you max start it. Oh shoot, look at that. Dang it.
Counter. Counter.
Yeah, it's not even a good anti-air.
Counter.
But of course, there's a move for that. Yeah, stand, please. And the final thing we have, of course, is his level 3.
Counter.
And it's not with that. It's actually double quarter circle back throw. In case you didn't know, he just told you. The range on this is actually nowhere near as well. I think it's actually the same range as this regular command grab. I think you can get command grab. You can hit command grab from here. Yeah, you can hit command grab from there. So let's stand up there, right about here, a couple of steps. So, and now we're up there. See, it actually has a nice little bit of range. Oh, bang! And as you see that damage right there, yeah. Heaven forbid you get hit with that. Like, it is literally like the ultimate atomic buster from Zangief. Late game, if he hits that, and it's like, you know it's over. You can even combo into this as well.
Counter. 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 Counter.
I still had him in counter hit, so let me try without counter hit. Let me cut it off. Disable it. Restart, please. I love that animation, but I don't want to play it too many times over. Let's see. Yep, did it again. So unlike most command throw like ultimates, you can combo into that one rather than just, you know, just throw out a raw one, you know, just that freaking, hey, I just jumped in. Not a bad thing to do. I mean, hey, unpredictability sometimes wins the battle, but just to let you know, like, unlike most command grab characters, you can actually literally, like, land something into this. Not that, though. I think you can land, like, not that, everything but that, I think. Wow. Yeah, of course not with that. I think like with this little elbow you can. No. But yeah, that's pretty much Adam. And I said, comboing with him isn't actually too hard. Of course, things like loops that you can do with Bless Mode will take some time. I did mess around with, because the one thing I kind of wondered myself, how in the world would he like take advantage of like Bless Mode, like loops and everything. You can Bless Mode loop his freaking thunder if you want to. Let's see. Dang it. You can do stuff like that. Of course, the ideal thing, of course, is to use like different moves.
Doom is upon you.
But this character's all about the damage. Land as many command throws as you can. Keep the pressure. You'll be good. That's pretty much all the basics with Adam.
Doomed.
Dang. I was about done with that. So I'm gonna cut it on this note right here. Thank you all for joining, and like I said, if there are any other additional details, tips that I might have missed, feel free to drop in the comments section. I'm open to learn new tech and see some stuff that I might have missed. Next week, Smile is probably going to do Arctorius, so
Doom is upon you.
I love the announcer, but you're freaking interrupting me, honey. But anyways, like whoever the voice actress is, I'm gonna look it up. Then I'm sorry I don't have your name right now, but props to you because awesome work with all the announcing. Really awesome work. I really like love the intensity and like just the, like not even intensity, but just like the smoothness how she like puts lines out there. Really freaking awesome. So, but yeah, Smile is probably gonna do Arctorius next week. I'll have it up on this channel sometime next week. Hopefully, it's gonna be a rocky work week. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you all next time.